Hello there, welcome to the interview about sugar from a perspective from a dentist. So today I'm here with dentist Luis Cuesta.
Hello, how are you doing?
Welcome Luis, thank you so much for this interview.
You're welcome too.
So we're super excited to hear Luis' perspective as a dentist on the impact of sugar on your dental health. Luis is our favorite dentist because it's very unusual for a dentist to be so much of a fan of prevention. Because actually, to be honest, for Luis's business it would be great if you continue eating sugar and lots of sugar, because Luis will soon share what kind of impact it has on your dental health. We're very interested to hear more also from Luis about what is your experience, your personal experience with sugar.
Well, actually, when I was a kid, I was eating a lot of sweets, candy, cakes, anything chocolate every day. So I got a lot of cavities by the age of 14 or 13, something like this. I even had to have a tooth extracted. The experience wasn't that bad because afterwards I became a dentist. But I had my share of sugar at the beginning. It didn't affect my weight for good. But when I soon after decided to become a dentist and enter dental school, I completely changed the mindset, and I stopped this sugar diet that I had before, and that made a higher impact on my oral health and the way I saw things around diet, and feeding myself around. Very good.
Wow, interesting to hear that from a dentist, to hear
Sure.
that the sugar was actually creating real cavities in your youth.
Yes, we all, some of us have had our share of sugar and cavities, and that's my case, and I changed it. I could change it, yeah.
Wow, that's very empowering and actually very interesting for our audience as well. I can imagine to hear how reducing your sugar intake could actually help you improve your dental health so much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's direct sugar or indirect sugar. It can make a huge impact on how your teeth are going to last decades, lifetime, or maybe a shorter time, depends on what you do.
Wow, that is a huge statement, very powerful.
Yes,
and
it is like this, really.
Yeah. Actually, in talking about that from your professional point of view as a dentist, what have you seen that is the impact of sugar on their dental health?
I can say there are no benefits from sugar to your teeth, of course. You may imagine it, but I have to say it. It can only hurt your teeth if you eat sugar continuously. And you have to pay attention because sugar nowadays is everywhere, even where you don't think it is. And it's not only about the sugar, it's also about the pH of certain drinks that may not contain sugar per se, but sweeteners which are not directly producing the pH that is going down, but the pH of the drink itself is maybe 3, and below 4.5 or 5 pH you get the tooth already raw, so you start losing mineral and your teeth will get cavities. So you want to stay away from soft drinks and any habit that keeps your teeth having a pH around 4 and 5.5. That's very important. And it's nowadays with the everyday habit in developed countries, it's difficult, especially for young kids, young people. The life standard is going around with the energy drink in the morning, or maybe you are eating too much of what you shouldn't, maybe chocolate, or adding too much sugar to the coffee if you're drinking coffee a couple of times a day. So that's something that maybe you should act upon. Yeah.
That's interesting to hear, and especially, I totally agree that, well, as everyone will soon notice, that there are so many hidden sugars everywhere, and if you already serve your breakfast, and then at lunchtime, and then in the evening, and then on top of that you have your drinks, that are so acid in terms of pH value,
Yes.
I can imagine that it has a huge impact.
Even not identified as sugar drinks like
Mm.
orange juice or any kind of juice. The pH of an orange juice is 3.0, which is the same pH of a cola drink. So pay attention if you are drinking orange juice regularly, because it may have the same effect as soda drinks, although you didn't think about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So soft drinks, fruit juices, energy drinks, coffee, they're all really can be detrimental to our oral health.
Yes.
Interesting. And what about if you, because now our audience is looking at this video and they would love to have one or two practical tips that they can take away. What would you suggest the audience to do to avoid any damage to their teeth?
First tip would be to be self-aware of what's going on, what you do. So kind of identify where your sugar intake comes from. If you're having too much chocolate, too much sugar added to yogurt, to dairy products, muesli, whatever you eat or drink. If you're drinking regularly energy drinks, iced tea is also bad. Whatever you think you really have sugar, and where you don't think it is, like juices. So make a list of what you're intaking regularly and be aware of that. Number two is enjoy the taste of things without sugar. Like I was also a coffee drinker with sugar. I changed it, now I drink coffee without sugar. And then I can tell the difference between a good coffee and a bad coffee. Yeah, because if you put sugar into everything, everything tastes pretty much the same. Don't you agree?
Sugar with some coffee.
Yeah. And nowadays, we even have sugar added to food in restaurants, and they taste pretty much the same. If you go to a place where they cook without sugar, which is it's not the exception, but they really tend to put some sugar, you'll feel something special. And so that will be number two. Number three, maybe don't use artificial sweeteners, because they produce side effects on you if you use them regularly as substitute of sugar, because you cannot rid of this sweet taste. So we go back to number one or number two, enjoy the taste of things as they are. And then visit your dentist regularly. That's something that doesn't hurt, at least at the preventive side. And get what we call a camera assessment. Have you heard about that?
No, can you talk more about it?
Okay.
So what exactly is it?
Camera stands for caries management by risk assessment. It's a kind of technique or science developed by a professor from the University of San Francisco in 2007. And it's about leveraging the risk factors and protective factors in your daily habits. So basically you control the pH of your saliva, the amount of saliva that you produce. And we have to think that many of the daily use drugs like hypertension reducers, sleep tablets, things like this, they kind of dry your mouth. So you produce less saliva, and this saliva will help to buffer, to control the pH in your mouth, so you're exposed to lower pH for longer time. And you may know how much saliva you have, but it's better if a professional tells you if you have enough, or the pH of your saliva is good enough to protect you from the bad effects of sugar. That's on the safe side. The protective factors. You can also check the amount of bacteria and the type of bacteria that you have in your saliva. So it's the micro oral flora that you have will use these sugars to ferment the food that you have around your teeth, and they will lower your pH around the teeth faster, thus cavitating them.
So it actually sounds like it's really a quantitative test for you,
It's
that
very-
you can see where people are right now currently and actually help them then prevent anything worse in the future.
Yes, it's a very simple test, doesn't hurt, because it's just a sample and you know, chewing on something, spitting for a period of time and controlling cultivating the bacteria for 2 days. And then you have an assessment of what you really have and where you really are, and you can benchmark it to the next test and see if you have improved or not. So it's really not about supposing or thinking, oh, I'm good or I'm not good, or you know, you have an impression really of how things are. And then the assessment of what you daily do, like how many energy drinks are you taking, your habits, iced tea, coffees, where the sugar comes from, if you're brushing your teeth, good or bad, or how many times. These kind of protective factors or risk factors that will leverage the balance to one side or the other and make your teeth last longer or roll faster.
Wow.
Mm.
That's very powerful, and especially very important also for our audience to know really this impact of the sugar and also the acidity of soft drinks in particular on our teeth and our oral health. And on top of that, I learned also from my own experience, I ate a lot of sugar in the past, had lots of cavities. It is really, really crucial that you do regular checkups with your dentist, because also I think many of us were very scared of the dentist. I'm not scared of Luis, but I used to be very scared of my dentist because I knew I was eating too much sugar. And I had so many cavities, so I ended up not going for too long. And that was actually the worst decision I could have made back then, because then there was no more control, there was, and I couldn't prevent any worsening of the oral health. So as what Luis just mentioned, do regular checkups. I'm your personal experience to say yes, I've learned it the hard way.
Sure.
And thank you so much for sharing all of this with us, Luis. It's super interesting to hear your perspective.
You're welcome. Glad to help.
As a dentist. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, Google my name or
Luis Cuesta.
search for my website. Maybe we'll write it down somewhere around the video.
Yes.
And then glad to help anyone who wants to contact me, of course.
Great.
Sure.
And then I think the Canberra assessment is a great starting point to see where you are currently
Absolutely.
in terms of your oral health. Okay, thank you so much, Luis. And I wish that the audience has had a wonderful time watching this video and also learning from Luis Cuesta himself.